Hello, 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 spiritual superstars. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you, spiritual superstars? So, when you feel absolutely crazy during a spiritual awakening, you feel like you're weird, you feel like, is it me? Like, it can't be. And people are telling you that you're crazy. They're telling you that what you're talking about is wrong. And you just feel like, are you fake? You feel kind of fake and you kind of question it. I believe that imposter syndrome is very real, but it's very real when we're trying to change from old self or the old story to who we are becoming and this new life that we're creating. And during spiritual awakening, which is the moment spirit reaches out to us and just welcomes us into this vibrancy that has always existed, we kind of feel like a fish out of water. And I think the weird part is balancing between the old 3D existence and this very conscious reality of this is the life that I have to live. This is the limitations. These are the obstacles there, and I just have to settle for it. Versus here's this vibrancy over here that I can have anything I want. I can create the life that I want. I can reunite with my twin flame, my soulmate, create my passionate, purpose driven career and be successful in it. I can have really love to do and be okay in life. And I feel like it there's a point where we feel fake. We feel like we are living a lie. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit because spiritual awakening happens with everybody. We all have an awakening in life. We have actually many, several, and it is a divide. And what happens when you realize, wait a minute, there's this different life that I'm living, and there's a different life that I'm waking up to. What happens is you start testing things out and you start seeking, which brought you to me, which brought you to so many different YouTube creators, which brought you to different sources of information, and what brought you to journaling, some of you, what brought you to taking a closer look into your dreams, epiphanies, deja vu moments. It brought you to a deeper sense of self awareness than before. And so the imposter syndrome is real. And we have a cover over our face, which is us, the soul. And this cover is our human shell that has to face life in the 3D, which is that height, width, length, very limited, very specific, very conditioned way of life. And it is on an autopilot. And your subconscious begins to change. And you awaken to this new way of looking at life. And that shift requires a balance, it requires vulnerability. You have to be open to the universe allowing you to see through your spiritual sight, your mind's eye. You have to be open to allowing these eyes a break. And so, what I um, liken it to is if you got out of the driver's seat of your car, right? And you walked around. I've been eating pomegranates, so excuse me if something's in my teeth. I feel like there is. You walked around and you got into the passenger side. Someone's got to drive the car, right? Someone's got to take you to where you got to go. And it's that awareness of who is taking you where you have to go now. It's the trust and the faith in what you cannot see. And who's driving is source, it's spirit. So when you wake up in spiritual awakening, you have awakened to that whole rat race of the system of the government, us, of I've got to have a job that I really don't want to be in, of the socioeconomic structure of limitation, the redlining, the district and redistricting, the 1% versus the 99%, the racial inequalities, the gender gaps, all of it. And you start realizing, wait a minute, there's something else going on. Within that whole matrix, I'm waking up to something totally beautiful, vibrant, and blessed. And you start seeing life blossom in so many different ways. And that's because you're awakening to living actually in the fourth dimension. Wake called life. And that's an unlimited and untapped atmosphere until you decide to tap into it. And so when you tap into it, you're walking away from that conditioned, limited society, other people, your boss tells you what to do kind of a life, the responsibilities and obligations, the inability to manifest that which you so desire. And you're walking out of that car called the system, the 3D, the matrix, the rat race, the obstacle course. And you're walking around it and you're deciding, I'm not going to go back. And you take a look inside that car when you get right in front of it and you're right in the middle of that car where the hood is, the front lights. You look in there and you're like, I'm not going to go back in this the same way. I can't. You look at it totally different. Your whole point of view has changed. And you get over to the passenger side of that same car called your life, called the 3D matrix. It's different. Your whole point of view is different. Same car or life, totally different perspective. That's spiritual awakening. And it takes the vulnerability and the willingness to grow and to be open and to theorize yourself. You can't theorize. Quantum physics is theory. Did you know that? Astrophysicists are theorists, meaning they research the same things you can research and they come up with their opinion. That is what they do. And guess what? You should be doing the same thing because this is your life, not society's, not the government's. It's not even your parents' lives. It's not your children's life. It's your life. And so when you get back into that car Instead of feeling like an imposter, feel empowered. Because yes, you jump back into your life, but now, your viewpoint has changed. Your ideology has changed. Your philosophy has changed. Because what's happening during spiritual awakening is you are evolving and you are just opening up to the energies, the frequencies, the electromagnetic fields, the currents that have always been there. And you have just become open to its existence on a heightened level. So you can still drive that car, but now that you're awake, you're very aware that you can also drive that car and allow the car to drive you from you sitting in the passenger side. Because now what's happening is there's something there that's driving you to a destination that feels really comforting, but it might be a little scary because you're used to being in the driver's side. And that is your soul within you. And that's spirit. And so even though you can't see spirit, you believe and you trust that something bigger than you outside of yourself, within yourself, has your back and has the ability to help you navigate life. So the imposter syndrome is something that you can overcome, and it simply takes a willingness to be vulnerable and to step outside of that car that we call life in the 3D and really look at it. Instead of just getting out and going up to the front of the car, go around the whole car. Look on top of it, look underneath it, open all doors, look in the trunk, really examine it. Because what you'll find is you'll be going back in time and you'll be looking at different experiences where the vibrancy of spiritual awakening, of spirit, of life has always been there. And so before you get back in, really take that time to really learn yourself. That way you won't feel fake. You won't feel weird. You won't feel like, you know, I'm trying to be somebody I'm not. Because people are definitely going to tell you, who do you think you are? You think you're better than us now? I haven't heard from you. I don't even hear from you no more. I don't see you. You want to do different things. You don't want to go back to your past. So people are going to question that because they're still in the 3D viewpoint. You have awakened to this 4D reality. And even though you're physically in the 3D, energetically, spiritually, you are not. And so that imposter syndrome. So take a moment to be vulnerable, reflect and re-examine the parts of your life that need you to really look further into so that you can let go of some limiting beliefs and so that you can start healing some parts of your life that you've ignored. Because before spiritual awakening, you've been on autopilot. You've just been going along with what you were taught. And now that it's not okay for you to do that anymore, fake and phony, because what is this new reality? You don't have to feel fake and phony because you're not. You're not crazy. Guess what? We're all weird. And that's a great thing. So I hope and pray that this has helped you. Hit the thumbs up button if it has helped you for me, please, because that lets me know, and I hope that I have explained it the right way. But that's how I explain it to my private coaching clients. And I thought that I would share it with you because I've never shared the imposter syndrome before. And I highly recommend you get the 7 steps to master any spiritual awakening. And if you are in your awakening and you would like some one on one coaching, I am here. But we also have some group coaching, and we also have a program that will help you understand your energy, and it will help you walk into a purposeful, driven life on so many different levels. So I encourage you to get on over to spiritualguidanceacademy.com and check out our programs, check out our services, and I look forward to hearing from you very, very soon. If I can help you um, with anything, I'm here for you. Go ahead and look at the links down below. There is a humongous secret that I have been sharing, and it is just the biggest blessing after my children. And if you would like to know what that secret is that has blessed every area of my life, then you just text the number down below and I'll send it to you and we can chat. All right, dear loves, you have a beautifully blessed everything. My spiritual superstars rock. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell so you'll know when we come back over with more free spiritual guidance. Hey, Janet, how are you, sweet darling? I will see you very soon. Mwah.